Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 4 of Secret Invasion. We're going to jump right into this one. And if you guys want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check that out over on Patreon or become a member of the channel because you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up with the time code, see my reaction to the entire episode. The same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover here on the channel. You also get to help suggest and vote on what movies we react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage. I try to make it worth your while, so share it away, support the channel. But guys, if you enjoy this reaction, I really appreciate it. If you leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really does go a long way with helping us out. With that all said and down the way, let's hop into episode 4, Beloved. She altered her DNA already? Yeah, she did. Popped herself with some extremists, or maybe something else. God, who knows what all they... I mean, we've seen a bunch of stuff that they've got in there. There it is. Yep. I told you this one. I didn't think this one was going to stick, man. 2012.
Good book.
It's a collection of poems. Raymond Carver.
You have a favorite?
It's called Late Fragment.
How's it go?
Actually, it's a conversation between two people.
And did you get what you wanted from this life? Even so.
I did.
And what did you want?
To call myself beloved. To feel myself beloved on the earth.
No. Yep, it's our boy. Or not.
Fury was fired a couple of days ago.
Fired? How'd that happen?
President Ritson must have found out he was in Moscow.
President Ritson doesn't find out that the sun's come up unless I brief him. I fired Fury, okay? No, I'm sorry, correction. I DDT'd that dude from the top rope. Yeah, it was like Undertaker level. Really impressive.
I don't understand. If it was Gravik, then why does he need me?
What Gravik needs, what Gravik doesn't need, that's none of your concern. I'm the one telling you to kill Fury.
Oh.
Look, I'll make it easy for you. One of the two occupants of that is catching a bullet today.
He did say he knows the identity of a Skrull higher up in the government.
You keep telling me what you're not gonna do. I'm gonna show you what I am going to.
Oh, that was mildly chilling.
Remember, we want him to think it's the Russians. Make it big and loud, like the Russians would.
What is your plan for finding our people a home? Because Gravik has already implemented his, and it works.
We tell him, guess what? Just saved your planet. Now, give me a little something in return. We just keep contributing. Show them our hearts. They will see us.
You're delusional.
He's very optimistic and sees the good in things way more than the others do.
God.
Well, what's she gonna do now? She can't just go back to Gravik, not after everything else. What's her game now?
Even now, knowing you plan to kill me with that pistol of yours, I don't know that if I had a chance to do it over again, that I'd do anything different.
That's fucking heartbreaking, man. They were both ready.
About how you chose her.
Looking for someone who would slip your defenses?
Wow. From very beginning.
And did you get what you wanted from this life? Even so?
I did.
And what did you want?
To call myself beloved.
To feel
Myself beloved on the earth.
I'm not sure if this means we should get divorced.
My God, the scene work in the show is unlike any of the other Marvel stuff we've got, man.
Would you have loved me if I'd never changed? If I'd been my true self?
Guess we'll never know.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Oh. Man, how long has Rhodey been a Skrull is my big old question. Was it recent? Or has it always been?
You mind telling me what the hell you're doing in here? Memory serves, I shit-canned you into oblivion a few days ago.
He's real proud of that, man.
You know, us brothers gotta stick together. Know what I mean?
Didn't he also call him Nick in that conversation, too? Then again, that's been pretty inconsistent, because I know other people have as well.
Happy. You now did yourself on this one.
This the real thing?
$5,000 worth of 24 karat.
Good God. What the fuck?
Aside from really wanting to squash this beef between us, I stopped by.
You broke in.
Broke in to tell you. There is a Skrull mole very close to the president.
How close?
As close as you and I are right now. Closer.
That's a wild story.
Ain't it now? But here's the kicker.
His poker face dropped real hard right there.
To keep my mouth shut about all this, give me my job back.
You mind if I make a counter? You see this all right?
Oh, fuck.
The alien defense? No, Your Honor, that's not me. That's a 6 foot tall, bald, black, one-eyed extraterrestrial. Good luck with that. But I don't want you to worry, okay? I'm gonna do everything in my power to protect you, to keep this video and, you know, all the copies that I made under wrap.
Oh my God.
Now, tell you what, why don't you hobble your ancient ass on out of here before I have you defenestrated?
Damn, dude.
Liquid location tracker.
Oh, I knew there was got to be something in it. And he straight up told him, too. And he still ended up drinking it. If only they had something that they could, like, put in their system that would neutralize their camouflage. Like a muscle relaxer or something like that that would, like, force them back, you know.
Oh, can I ask you something?
Absolutely anything, sir.
Did you pre-game for our bilateral with the Russians with the half bottle of bourbon? Let's make sure the Colonel here has a large coffee for the road.
This is breath reek of, yeah. Whoops.
Citadel is in position number 4.
Oh. Oh. And it said make a big old spectacle of it. Wow, just look how cold as steel this Rhodey is in the heat of all this. Of course, he knows he's safe, I would assume. Good God.
Hell Fury, it's a kill zone. Whole planet will be a kill zone if we don't save Ritson.
These two versus this whole squad? Whoa! Holy shit.
Fury's here.
Whoa! Oh, the Groot stuff. When in the trailer, I thought that was like, I don't know, shape-shifting. I mean, I don't know the limits of their shape-shifting abilities, but like, now that we saw the Groot was on their DNA scales and we know that he already modified himself, and that was Bark. Guys, pay attention. Uh-oh. 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 So they be the goodwill that they need.
He's a bloody alien. He's trying to get to Ritson. No, hold your fire. He's with me. He's with us.
Okay. Whew. Whew, whew, whew. Damn, that shit was reinforced.
Look at the top of the vehicle. Taylor, hang in there. I'll be back. Put him in my car. I got my own ride.
The Fury Mobile. But seriously though, Gravik, if he's Grooted and Extremist up, he can easily wipe them out. Oh wait, no, that's...
Put him down. I said, put him down.
Ooh. 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 That's why he wasn't making a big scene. Or at least part of it. He's always got a, I mean, I'm sure he didn't plan on them being here, but he's turned every situation that would be, oh wow. Like a hit against them into a win for himself in some way. That's not where we end, is it? I know this was a shorter episode, but yeah. Holy shit. That blew by. You think Talos is actually gone? I know they did this last episode with Gaia. Do you think they do it again with Talos? Maybe she gave him a little some, I mean, they don't, she doesn't, he wouldn't have been able to go to the machine. I was like, maybe she brought some of the serum with her, but it's not a serum. They need the machine to convert them, so... well, after the whole, like, falling out, I guess, with Gaia, what's her response going to be to this? But, oh, shit. So was the whole time the guy that was, like, turned to fire, was that a different guy than the one that grabbed and helped him up? So who all saw that? Because what he said and what he had hoped could be on display right there. That the fact that he put himself and died protecting the president. If that information at least gets clear, maybe his optimism can pay off, and, you know, the nihilism that has been instilled into his people by Gravik and this desolation of their people of all this time, maybe there could be some light to shine through that if the president acknowledges it like he had hoped in his absence. And that may be enough to have Gaia come back around and help Fury with this all. Like, I figured there'd have to be a martyr somewhere in this. And maybe, I mean, I guess it's going to be him. This, like, again, the show did a great job with its dialogue and its scene work. And I love that they're just like, they're letting Sam Jackson be Sam Jackson, but he's also, the way he still plays these scenes is, it evokes that kind of playfulness of, like, Pulp Fiction. Kind of comes in with this amiability, but then there's this, like, threatening undertone of it all, and then he switches into the one mode. He's playing a game with all these conversations that he's having, from the moment that his wife comes home, and he's kind of set the stage there. And everybody's been counting him out. Even I have up until this point. But, he's slipped, but he's caught himself. He's at least right now seemingly got his footing for the most part. Every time they try to kick him out of the system and out of the game, he's able to pivot and turn that back around. And they keep saying, oh, he's just a limping old man who's just not able to keep up with anybody. But he planted a tracker once he sniffed some little, suspicion on his wife. And lo and behold, he heard the conversation confirming his information of who the Skrull was in the higher rankings, and finding him and then confronting him about it almost outright. But then he's also kind of stalemated with his own blackmail. But he goaded him to the point where his obvious play became less obvious. And it was like the reverse psychology, like the layers and layers of it throughout all of these conversations is so fun to watch as it transpires. And the way that they both play off of one another is just so good. Like the conversation between him and Rhodey was great. And then that conversation in the home with him and his wife, and it played back to the opening scene in 2012 where she talks about her favorite poem. And then this nice sweet little moment where she's like she always had a secondary motive of being there. There was part of her that was still kind of the person that he loved and fell in love with. There was this respect, there was this like honor that was given and exchanged between her and the person that she took over the life of, and it was this sweet moment that honestly was really emotional. And then what did you get out of this life? The way the poem echoed into kind of the overall struggle of the Skrulls themselves. Did she feel love? Did she love herself in the end? And these things that kind of came out of that whole thing in the long run. And then they still couldn't kill one another, but they have still betrayed one another in this way. Nick left and she fell back into, I guess it gave her more of a reason to go back to her primary directive. But she still just didn't want him to die. She didn't want to kill him. She was just trying to make it seem like, oh, he's no threat to us. Leave him alone. Whatever. It was a waste of time to kill him. She still couldn't go through with it. At the same time, he couldn't as well. And I like that. I was like, would you have loved me if I was myself from the get-go? And he's like, well, we'll never know because he can't work backwards like that. Hey, honestly, it almost got some tears out of me, man. It was right on the brink because of how strong that scene was. Then, of course, them intercepting Gravik's jump on the president's convoy. We get a little bit of a display of Gravik's abilities as a super Skrull. I would have to imagine he probably gave himself everything. We got a little bit of the Groot action in this. We got that gnarly bullet wound to the face that he healed with the Extremis. So, yeah, and then he in the excitement of the fray became one of the soldiers, switched sides, and then got himself close to Talos enough to assassinate him, seemingly, presumably. I feigned the idea, or I didn't accept the idea that Gaia would go out last episode. I could entertain the idea that this is Talos's death, just like I can entertain the idea that Maria actually did die in the first episode. Unless this is all some magical, huge 5D chess game where literally from the get-go, everybody has been saying Fury is out of his element, but he's been playing this long game. But the fact that they can use that footage of Gravik as him shooting Maria, that's so fucked. And it just shows the calculation that's going into a lot of their scheming. And again, this didn't go exactly according to plan. They made their attack. They staged it like it was the Russians. That works well enough. They didn't get the president. I don't know if their end game was to actually get the president. I think it was, but even though they didn't, he still managed to pull off a win with Gaia. Just like how had he actually got those nukes off in the last episode, that would have been great. But he rooted out the mole and exterminated them. So he thought. So he's very good at turning a loss into a win, or finding a win in the adversity of a messy situation. It's honestly kind of astounding, and I kind of dig it. He's an interesting villain that I wish we could spend more time getting to know his side of it. And maybe we will in the next 2 episodes, in the penultimate and the finale. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know if we'll touch on this one. It was a pretty wild episode. Guys, what did you think? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, you can check out the full-length reaction over on Patreon or become a member of the channel. Gets you access as well. And speaking of, before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, Ryan, Karen, Philly Vane, Yori Coruscant, Margaret Grace, Melita, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey, Hale, M. Sephiroth, Jake and Trell, and Eric Official. Thank you guys so much for your continued support and everybody who's been helping the channel be what it is today. Love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Take care, everybody.